And dropping albums from obscurity when you're completely anonymous and you have no fans and no connections, no one gives a fuck. No one's trying to listen to an album from someone they don't know and from someone that no one else told them to listen to. It got to be the end of 2014, and I was like, before I just put out another album on deaf ears, I think the music is ready. I think my approach is wrong. And that's when I realized, I was like, let me look at what's going on in the climate of the music business right now. And I was looking at SoundCloud, and I noticed that everyone's albums, the first song on the album had the most plays. And then it would go down from there. Now, if there was a big feature, that one would have a lot or whatever. There was one with a video. But for the most part, that was the pattern. And I was like, okay, so everyone's down to listen to the first song. It's that second song that gets a little like tricky. And so I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna put out one song albums every week. Because y'all are clearly down to listen to one song. You just can't listen to a whole album. I get it, cool. So that's how I came up with the song a week approach. And so I went back to the studio. I stacked up on 26 songs because I wanted to have half a year mapped out. And that's what I did. Once I had 26 songs, well, I did two things. I made an album, right? And I had 26 songs ready to go that were not on the album. Because I knew like the end goal was always to still put out another album. I just needed to get the visibility up. I felt like I had the ability, but my visibility was lacking. So I was like, all right, how am I going to increase my visibility? I got to get people tuned in. Let me put out singles that will single-handedly get their attention, and then I'll give them the album. So I had the album ready, and I had these batch of songs ready to go. So I was putting out song a week, song a week, song a week. And the cool thing with having the album in the tuck was that as these weeks were going on, obviously I'm recording, and the album's like ever-changing. So I'm swapping. I'm making a song and I'm putting it on the album. I'm taking a song off the album and putting that out and doing that whole process. And it ended up paying off. It's tough to get them to listen to an album, and being consistent with great music is, quantity and quality. And what ended up happening, the music blew up, but I was prepared for that. In the moment of momentum, I gave my debut album.